Before you drift off to sleep tonight, there's something you need to hear. A story written not in ink, but in frost. Welcome back to The Quiet Watcher. I'm your narrator, and tonight I have something special for you. The Frost Pattern. The haven slept beneath winter's hush. Snow pressed softly against the shutters, and the forest beyond the garden glimmered faintly under a pale moon. Inside, the air carried the scent of pine logs and old parchment, mingled with the sweetness of cinnamon steeping in Elara's cup. She sat beside the bay window in the study, a wool blanket across her knees, her journal open on the desk. Each line of her handwriting shimmered faintly in the candlelight, a constellation of thoughts gathered through quiet hours. Whisper, her black cat, perched on the windowsill, his eyes following the gentle fall of snowflakes outside. The fire crackled steady and low. All was calm, all was known, all was as it should be. In the quiet, all answers wait. Sometime near midnight, Elara noticed the window had begun to cloud. A thin layer of frost spread across the lower panes, tracing itself in silver threads. She leaned closer, her breath fogging the glass. The haven held its breath. The pattern was unlike anything she had seen. Not the random curling of ice, but something deliberate. Lines curved into arcs, crossing and looping in geometric grace. It resembled a constellation, a cluster of stars arranged in a pattern she could almost recognize. All was as it should be, or was it? The candle beside her flickered, scattering light through the frost like whispers of glass. Elara set down her pen and traced the pattern with a single finger. The glass was cold, yet the design beneath her touch felt alive, as if it were growing in response. And so the watcher observed. She rose from her chair, adjusting the shawl around her shoulders. Outside, the forest stood motionless, no wind, no movement, yet within the haven a hush deepened. Frost continued to bloom on the glass, extending upward in curling tendrils. Elara's hands moved with the certainty of one who understands. She fetched a candle from the mantel and held it near the window. Its warmth glowed through the frost, revealing hidden depth, tiny fractures of light forming miniature landscapes, valleys, rivers, stars. The pattern shifted slightly in the glow, as if aligning to some unseen rhythm. She whispered almost to herself, "Have I seen you before?" Whisper stirred on the sill, his golden eyes reflecting the frost shimmer. The candle's flame trembled in a stray draft, and for a heartbeat Elara thought she saw movement within the pattern, not of her imagination, but memory. The curves matched an old illustration from her father's astronomy journal, a lost constellation once used by travelers to find their way home. The thought brought a slow smile. She recalled sitting as a child beneath these same windows, tracing shapes in the glass with mittened fingers, pretending to map the stars. And with that, the mystery was no more. The frost was not message nor omen, only memory reshaping itself in winter's hand. The haven, sensing her understanding, seemed to exhale. The fire popped softly. The candle steadied. Elara set the candle on the sill and watched the frost glimmer, satisfied. Whisper brushed against her leg before curling into her lap, purring as though he, too, approved. Outside, the first light of dawn touched the forest, painting the snow in faint rose. The pattern on the glass began to fade, melting into delicate beads that caught the candle's reflection one last time. Elara lifted her cup, now cooled but fragrant still. She closed her eyes, committing the moment to memory. The pattern, the silence, the feeling of being gently reminded that nothing is ever truly lost. And so another night in the haven came to rest. The candle burned lower, the frost thinned, and the study softened into shadow. Elara placed her hand against the window, tracing once more the faint outline where the pattern had been. All was quiet. All was peaceful. In the quiet, all answers wait. Whisper's breathing slowed. The fire whispered its last sparks. Elara's eyes grew heavy, her thoughts slipping between the memory of frost and the promise of sleep. And so, with the mystery solved, the watcher closed their eyes, and so should you. Good night. Thank you for spending this quiet moment with me and with Elara. If this story brought you peace, please like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs rest. I'll be here tomorrow night with another mystery from the Haven. Until then, rest well.